Welcome back to Children's Church. I'm so glad to have you here with me. And today we're jumping back in time. Not literally, but we've been talking about after the tomb. Now we're going back to before the tomb. This is called the Sermon on the Mount, also known as the Beatitudes. We're in the book of Matthew. We're in chapter 5, and we're listening to Jesus preach. Well, actually, we're listening to me read Jesus' sermon, but you understood the context, I think. When Jesus saw the crowds, he went up on the mountain, and after he sat down, the disciples came to him. Then he began to teach them, saying, "The poor in spirit..." I'm going to read it in this version, and then I'm going to tell you how I learned it, because this is in a weird order for me. "The poor in spirit are blessed, for the kingdom of heaven is theirs. Those who mourn are blessed, for they will be comforted. The gentle are blessed, for they will inherit the earth. Those who hunger and thirst for righteousness are blessed, and they will be filled. The merciful are blessed, and they will be shown mercy. The pure in heart are blessed, for they will see God. The peacemakers are blessed, for they will be called the sons of God. Those who are persecuted for righteousness are blessed, for the kingdom of heaven is theirs. You are blessed when they insult and persecute you, and when they falsely say every kind of evil against you because of me. Be glad and rejoice, because your reward is great in heaven. For that is how they persecuted the prophets who were before you." That's quite the tongue twister. So I learned that in the opposite order. I've always called these the blessed bees instead of the Beatitudes, because it's blessed are the poor, for they will inherit the kingdom. I'm not going to reference the book here, so I tell you them in the right order. Blessed are the poor in spirit, for they shall inherit the kingdom. Blessed are those who mourn, for they will be comforted. Blessed are the meek, for they will inherit the earth. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, and they will be filled. Blessed are the merciful, for they will be shown mercy. Blessed are the pure of heart, for they will see God. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called the sons of God. And blessed are those who are persecuted for righteousness, for the kingdom of heaven is theirs. So what does it mean, and why is it important? Well, one, it's important because Jesus said it. We have a finite number of things that Jesus reliably said, and they're all written down. But that's not why it's important to us here and now. That's why it's an important historical record. I don't know if it technically counts as a... That's not important. We'll talk...
It is a historical text.
Well, no, I know it's a historical text. I was wondering if it counts as first, secondary, or tertiary, because it's a first source. Primary source document. Thank you, Miss Ashley. Dipping into her specialty for a moment. That's not why it's important to us. That's why it's important historically. It's important to us because Jesus is laying out heaven's response to earthly problems. All the different ways Christians on earth can be persecuted are all the different ways Jesus lists that they will be blessed later on, or blessed on earth. Both are true. Why do we call it the Beatitudes? I don't know. I've never understood that. I know it's because we're supposed to have a good attitude about these things, but why all the children's church lessons involve bees, that part's funny to me. It is. I understand that's just a silly joke. I also put up a craft about bees today. I think it's fun too. But it's important because it's Jesus promising us comfort. Just like we talked about last week, I will be with you till the end of the age during the Great Commission. During the Beatitudes, Jesus is promising comfort for those who mourn. Jesus is promising that the hard work we do will be rewarded later. That's not why we do the things we do. Why do we do the things we do? Sometimes it's the right thing, sometimes it's because of what we feel, sometimes because it's what we feel and it's the right thing. Sometimes we do things because it's what we feel and it's the wrong thing, and we repent and we move on. But it's a promise from Jesus of what will be. Those who mourn will be comforted. Those who show mercy will have mercy shown to them. It revolves back around to do unto others as you would have done unto you. that's just what I'm thinking about this week. I'm thinking about all the promises Jesus made and how he's up in heaven now. He ascended after he was crucified and resurrected, and he's sitting next to God, and he is helping make sure those promises are fulfilled. So we're going to talk one more second about verse 6. Those who hunger and thirst for righteousness are blessed, for they will be filled. What does it mean to hunger and thirst for righteousness? I've always taken it to mean we follow after Jesus as hard as we can, with our thoughts, with our actions, with what we read, with what we do, that's actions, and with what we put into our minds. So that's what we're going to think about this week. Jesus made a lot of promises, and the promises of Jesus in the Beatitudes. I'll see you guys next week.